50 extremely rare historical photos that show just how completely unhinged the world used to be. This is how football helmets were tested in the early 1900s. Someone had to hand-carve all of the president's eyes on Mount Rushmore. Tourists used to be able to freely climb up the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt to sunbathe and have tea parties. For some reason unbeknownst to me, in 1920 a policeman did this off a building in New York. Car seats for children were incredibly dangerous in the 1940s. The original design for the Michelin Man was absolutely terrifying. This is what an early design for an electric hairdryer looked like. These are the contestants in the 1930 Miss Lovely Eyes beauty pageant, a contest where a woman had to wear an absolutely terrifying mask so that only her eyes were visible. This 3,000-pound absolute unit is Lubber, the world's largest horse, back in 1930. Easter Bunny costumes were absolutely horrifying in the 1950s. This picture from 1957 will forever haunt my dreams. This poster from the late 1800s advertises a fight between the world's thinnest man and the world's fattest man. This is the Dynasphere, a giant wheel vehicle invented by Dr. J.A. Purvis that could go as fast as 30 miles per hour. Before CGI, this is how MGM filmed its iconic movie intro. You know this one? The very first iteration of Ronald McDonald was created by Willard Scott in 1963, and it was so terrifying. This is how condoms were tested in the 1930s. For a brief but wondrous moment in time, you could get potatoes from a vending machine. Whiskey too. Beer vending machines were also a thing. Before modern car washes were invented, one particularly wacky idea was for cars to drive around through water in a circle. It cost 25 cents, but you can safely assume the memories lasted a lifetime. On September 3rd, 1967, Sweden made a shift from driving on the left side of the road to driving on the right. This is a picture from the first day after the big change. Looks like a chill, relaxing day. This is what a gym looked like 2 centuries ago in 1831. This totally safe device was known as a baby cage, a wire cage suspended out of an apartment window, meant to give babies born in cities extra light and air. This is 455-pound Piet van der Zwaard, aka the fattest man in Europe, in 1955. This is Pauline Musters, the shortest woman ever to live. She was 24 inches tall when she died at the age of 19. In the 1930s, this couple won an Atlantic City dance marathon after dancing for 1,473 hours. And yes, people did fall asleep, standing up while dancing at these marathons. This is the View phone, a video phone developed by Toshiba in 1964 that allowed for real-time proto-FaceTiming. California once had a place called the California Alligator Farm, where children were encouraged to get up close and personal with alligators and even take them for rides. In In the early 1900s, one way to transport tons of materials and train parts was to suspend it hundreds of feet in the air and tow it across a canyon. This man won a costume competition in 1894 while dressed as a piece of bacon. This is a real 19th century advertisement for cough medicine with a very special ingredient. In 1876, Virgil A. Gates patented the mustache guard, an absolutely brilliant invention for holding the mustache out of the way of food or liquid while eating or drinking. During World War II, Walt Disney developed a Mickey Mouse gas mask designed to help children get comfortable and relaxed while wearing the mask. Here's a totally not frightening close-up. This is Herman the cat, a cat who was given the title of expert mouser aboard a U.S. Coast Guard ship during World War II. Herman, in addition to other cats aboard ships, was there to catch pests. This is the world's longest limo, the American Dream limo. It was equipped with both a hot tub and a helicopter landing pad. Just the essentials. This is what a real-deal, true-to-life muffin man looked like in 1930s London. So now when someone asks you if you know the Muffin Man, well, you have your answer. This is one of the earliest designs for roller skates. They didn't catch on for some reason. In the 60s, you could buy a mail-order squirrel monkey for $18.95. Not great, folks. This truly awful sale would run you about $193 today. In 1909, pigs finally flew. Icarus the pig, right, went on a short flight with John Moore Brabazon and finally did the impossible. You'll notice Icarus emanating nothing but positive vibes. Fiat once had a car factory with a working test track on the roof. The building and the track are still there. You just can't perform the incredibly safe act of driving cars on a roof anymore. Bummer. This is Jack the baboon, a South African baboon who worked as a signalman at a railway station in the 1800s. During his almost decade of railway work, Jack never made a single mistake. He was paid 20 cents a day and half a bottle of beer weekly. Here's Hannes de Jong, the 1970 pole-sitting world champion. Well, sitting on a pole. Yes, the World Pole Sitting Championship was a real thing. In fact, the 1972 winner sat on a pole for 92 hours straight. Before the invention of radar, soldiers used big old Looney Tunes-looking contraptions to listen for enemy planes. It measured 54 inches long, 41 inches wide, and 47 inches tall. One of the more ridiculous inventions of the 19th century was this, a mass shaving machine designed to shave a bunch of men all at once. What a time to be alive. In 1908, huge crowds gathered in Boston to watch Harry Houdini jump off a bridge while tied up in chains. Speaking of other things that didn't catch on, this was a proposed firefighting suit designed to drench the wearer in water. This is Venus the Bulldog, the official mascot of the HMS Van Sittert, a World War II destroyer in the Royal Navy. This is what a mobile home looked like in the 1930s. Well, one mobile home looks like the opposite of comfy. One of the more creative ways bootleggers would hide alcohol during Prohibition was inside trucks lined with wood, complete with a tiny trapdoor. And finally, in 1961, Auditions were held for the role of the Black Cat in the film adaptation of Edgar Allan Poe's The Black Cat. Lots of black cats showed up. 152 cats in total came out to vie for the role they were born to play.